Okay. Okay, screen is visible, right?
Yes, Amresh, we can see.
Okay. So I was saying, under this particular pivot table, you will be having 4 different important sections: rows, columns, then filter and summation values. So out of that, rows, columns, filters, always it should be dimensions. Okay, so dimension values. Then your summation values, you can go for fact values. Okay. So here in summation values, whenever you have values, you have one particular thing called value field settings. Okay. So once you click on this value field settings, you can change the name of whatever. Let's say here you are doing sum of cost price. So here also you can see sum of cost price. Okay. So sometimes it won't be like uh, so it is not recommended to show all this kind of label name to your client. So instead of that, you will be giving some customization, some customized label. So you can say total cost, let's say. I'll give this custom name as total cost. Then here you have different operations. So either you can go for summation, count, average, max, mean, product, then standard deviation, whatever thing you want, you can do that. Okay, so by default it will come summation for your fact numbers and count for your dimensions. But whatever you want, you can click on that field settings and you can change it here. Okay, so let's say I will go for average. Okay, I will go for average. Then show value as. So here actually it is different. Okay, so here there is no calculation. Okay, I just want to showcase this cost price. But let's say you want to do some kind of calculation. Calculation means percentage of grand total. That means whatever total sale is happening, from that total sale, how much is this contribution? So you are offline, online, you can show guessing all numbers, right? What is the percentage of this as compared to your total? So that is your percentage of grand total. Percentage of column total. Column total means total column value is 30,000 something whatever, 30 lakhs or whatever. Out of this 30, what is the percentage of this? So if you want to do all this kind of activity, you can do that also. Okay. So if you do not do any kind of thing, no calculation, then it will represent number. But if I will go for grand total, let's say, okay, now see what is happening. You can see percentage. So total is 100%. Out of that, how much you are doing on each. So here you can see 60% is accessories, casual is this much. So there is some kind of like as per your grand total percentage, it is doing some kind of calculation. Okay, so you can do all this activity here at field settings. If you do not want any kind of no calculation, I will go for summarization. I want total of, then this is your total, that's it. Okay, so you can do this kind of small checks and fields. Okay, here you have one setting button. Once you click on this setting button, it is nothing but changing the layout of whatever you are seeing here. Okay, so you have different, let's say first one is here, this one. So whatever you are seeing. Okay, so if you want to change this, now this layout is changed. Okay, so if you will go for other one, this is your other one. So different sections are there. Whatever is convenient for you or whatever you are comfortable, you can go for that. Okay, but we will only go for this one because everything is listed here. Okay, so that is quite easy. Clear? So this is regarding your pivot table and there are some kind of settings. Okay, so once you click on this pivot table, you can see there is another 2 tabs coming, new tabs. Okay, so those 2 tabs are nothing but some of the activities regarding your pivot table. Okay, so here your pivot table name, so you can give any pivot table name if you want. Okay, then you have some options. Options is nothing but whatever data you are getting from range, it will give you all these details. Okay, nothing else. Then field settings. So whatever thing you will select, you can see here, I will select this. So this is nothing but order type name. So this is coming, and field settings for order type name. So if you click on this, now you can change your settings or any kind of calculation based on your order type name. Same thing also you can do it here. You can click here, value field settings, you can do whatever you want. Okay, so either you can do it here or else you can also do it here. Same options. Okay. Here there is 2 options again, drill down, drill up. Okay, so this drill down, drill up, this is actually a feature in all visualization. Okay, so now it is disabled because of data. Okay, so drill up, drill down, it will come whenever you have a hierarchy. Hierarchy in the sense, let's say for example, you have first of all you have, let's say, some of the details you are doing at country level. Okay, so you have country, let's say. So under each country you have some states. So under each states you have some kind of locality or zip codes. Okay, so in that case this is called location hierarchy. That means you have country at superior, then under country you have states, then under states you have zip code. So there is a flow or hierarchy kind of thing. Whenever you have this kind of hierarchy, what happens generally, I will put here location or India at the top. So after India, then I will put state, then I will put here zip code. So you will have one kind of drill down. Okay, so then this drill down feature will be and drill up feature will be enabled. So what will happen generally, if I will collapse this, so now it will become what? Country level, whatever details you are doing. So country level, what is the cell you are doing? So it will show that. So if I will click on drill down, it will go to the next state. That means from country it will go to states. If again I will click on that, then it will go from states to zip code. So this is called drill down. Drill down means it is nothing but going from upper hierarchy to the lower hierarchy. One step. That is called drill down. Drill up is just reverse process. So you will be going from lower level to higher level. One. Okay. So drill up is one level up, drill down is one level down. So whenever you have details or data which is combined or related to your data and there is a hierarchy. So it can be any kind of hierarchy. It can be location hierarchy. It can be time hierarchy, like any kind of, let's say for example, I have a year, under year you have months, under months you have different dates. So there is also time hierarchy. So different hierarchy can be there. It can be something like product hierarchy also. Let's say there is a product. Under each product there is a sub-product or subcategory. Then under each subcategory there will be some kind of business. So there can be anything. So if you have this kind of relation, then this drill down, drill up will be enabled. Nothing, you just have to put those values here. Okay, then you have to just click on drill down, drill up, it will just expand or it will collapse. That's it, nothing else. Okay, so this is your drill up, drill down, and here plus minus icons are there. So this is nothing but it will just collapse and expand. So you can see plus icon, that means it is expanded. So if I will go minus, then it will collapse. Nothing else. Okay. Not drop down, it is just like you have compacted data, you have expanded data, that's it. Okay. Then after that, you have here particularly one thing, okay. Let me collapse, expand it, okay. So here something is there, you can see group selections, okay. So here this particular grouping, this particular feature, whatever is there here, grouping and ungroup, what exactly this is? Let's say whatever data you have here, there is no relation. Relation in the sense, let's say you are doing some kind of pivot table analysis here, but you want to create your own group. Own group in the sense, let's say for example, here I have some categories, okay. So I will put, let's say, item name here. I will drop this, okay. So let's say this is accessories, then I have some kind of items, okay. So let's say I want to create some customized group as per my wish. So I will go and create this denims and let's say this lega, jeans denim, jeans lega. I will create some custom groups. So I will create on this. Then what will happen? So now you can see these two things is created under one group. Okay, so this group is nothing but, let's say you have data, so there is no relation between your data, but you want to customize or you want to create some groups. Let's say for example, you have some age groups here, 10, 20, 30, 40, like that, so many years are there. But you want to create your own custom group. Let's say you want to create 10 to 17 one group, 17 to 31 group. So there is no relation. You can create those groups. So what you need to do? You have to choose your data and create those groups. So what will happen? You will get group 1, 10 to 17, group 2, 17 to 30. Like that you will get different groups. So now you can do analysis on that particular group only, whatever group you have created. So this particular grouping is nothing but this is your customization, or you can say custom grouping. Okay, so as per your data it won't group automatically. It's the job of your responsibility, or it's your responsibility to create those groups. So user is solely responsible for this kind of groups. Okay, so whenever there is custom requirement that okay, hey, I want to find out analysis on this data only, and this data is as per your you can say hardcode requirement, or you can say this is customized requirement. So in that case, you can go and create those groups. Okay, then ungroup, simply ungroup whatever you have created, it will ungroup. So it will bring back to original position, nothing else. Okay, so this is your customization grouping. Okay, then you have here insert slicer, insert timeline, which is very important. Okay, so slicer means what? First of all, this slicer or timeline, these are nothing but these are your what? Filters. Then what is the difference between filter and slicer? This is again interview question, and also this is fundamental question. So slicers are nothing but filters. But what is the difference between slicers and filters? Okay, so filters are nothing but these are the feature or these are the properties where you will filter out your data. But slicers are what? These are visual filters. Okay, so slicers are visual filters. Whenever you will create any report or dashboard, you need to have slicers or timelines. Okay, so end user can interact with slicers, but they cannot, because whatever filter you have, sorting filter thing, so those are your development activities. So only developer can do that, or else if you are technically sound, you can do those activities. But end user, those who are not those who are not technical person, they cannot do those activity. Adding filter, searching, giving. Let's say for example, here you have data. So I will go here, filter I will add, then I will go, okay, text filters which is equal to, not equal to. These are technical things. End user won't do that. Okay. So end user needs something where they can click, they can select, so that it will modify. So those things are nothing but your slicers. So that's why slicers are nothing but your visual filters. So if I will click on this slicer, what will happen? Just have a look. I will click on this. So now it is asking out of all these fields, which one you want as slicer. Let's say I want location as slicer. I will click OK. So now you can see this is your slicer. Okay, so what I will do, if I will create any kind of dashboard, I will put this slicer here. Then I will click on Bangalore. Now my data is for Bangalore. I will click on Chennai. Now this is my Chennai data. I will click on Hyderabad. This is my Hyderabad data. If I want multiple select, I will enable this. I will click on this. So now it is multiple select. So multiple data I can select also. Okay, so this is nothing but what? Slicer. This is called visual filter, because you can see that visually and also you can interact. Which one is easy? This one is easy for client or not? They will simply click like menus or some kind of buttons, they will see the data. Okay, so that's why slicers are very important whenever you will create any kind of report or dashboard, because filters are development activities. So end user or end client, they won't interact with that. So they need some kind of visual thing so that they can interact. So slicers does that. And slicers you cannot create on any data. Slicers only you can create on pivot table, pivot chart and table. These are the three things in Excel. Here I have data, right? Here I have data. Here if I want to create slicer, it won't create. Here only I can create filter. I cannot create slicer because this is arranged in range. Okay. So slicers only you can create if you have pivot table or pivot chart or table. That's it. Three things. Okay. So now as we have created pivot table, then only this slicer option is available. Clear? Now, next thing. Next thing is your insert timeline. Insert timeline is nothing but, again, this is also a slicer, but this is a time slicer or date slicer, you can say. So if you click on this, okay, first of all, it will check all your fields. If you have any kind of date field, then only it will be active, or else it won't appear. Because obviously it is a timeline slicer. That means it is only combined to your data, date data. Okay, so now we have only date, sales date. So I will select this, I will click on this. Now your timeline slicer will come like this. It's like a timeline. So I will click on whichever data, it will show me. So June there is no data, July no data, no data. So let's see where I have data. I have March. Okay, March you have data. April you have no data. February you have data. So like that. So whichever field you have data, you can get that. Here you have months. So let's say you will go for years or days. I will go years. Now to 2019, 20. 2 years you have. So you can choose that. Whichever year you will choose, those data will be filtered out. Okay. So this is your timeline slicer. Okay. So these two things, it is very much required whenever you will create dashboard, because whenever you will create dashboard, your client needs some kind of filters or some kind of buttons where they will click and they will see the data changing. So you will be creating this. Okay. So this is regarding your timeline and slicers. Then you have something called filter connection. Okay. So this filter connection, what exactly? This is like, it will show you how many whatever slices you have created, whether it is connected to all your pivot table chart or not. So right now we have only one pivot table and I have created this slices, so everything is connected. Sometimes what happens, let's say you don't want to, let's say you have here two pivot table. Okay, so if I will choose any kind of location, I want one pivot table to be interactive, like it will change. Other pivot table I don't want to change. In that case, I will go and disable that pivot table. Okay, so in that case, what will happen? I will select this slicer and I will go and disable this. Then, if I will choose this or I will change any value here, only that particular which is connected to this slicer will be changing, other thing won't be changing. So whenever you will create dashboard, that time it is actually it helps. Why? Because you will be having so many charts, so many data. You don't want every slicer to interact with everything. Let's say you want to show one static table which will show all the countries and their sales. Whatever slicer you will choose, let's say order type or something, it doesn't have to change. It has to be same. So in that case, you select that particular table, go to that slicer and disable that connection. So what will happen? If you change that slicer, other things will be changing. That table won't be changing. That is fixed because you have set your interaction as off. Okay. So this is your filter connection. So whichever you don't want to interact. So right now, if you click, everything is changing, right? So if you do not want to change, just go in filter connection, off it. Done. Okay. Then you have a refresh. Refresh in the sense it will refresh what? Your pivot table. Pivot table in the sense whatever connection you have, it will refresh that. Let's say you have changed some data here. You have changed some data. Right now, those changes won't be published or it won't be reflecting here. So for that, you need to just go and refresh. Once you refresh, what will happen? Your connection will be re-established. Okay, so refresh is nothing but what exactly you mean by refresh? Whatever connection you have, it will refresh that connection. That means it will again delete the connection, again recreate the connection. So obviously you will get the new data. That's it. Okay, so you can go and refresh. So now your data will be refreshed. Okay. Change data source. That means whatever data you have already chosen, that particular range, you can change your data source. For example, let's say this is the range I have selected. Right now, let's say you have added two more columns, new columns. So you can go and change the data. So now these two fields will be coming. So this is your just changing your data source. Okay. So whatever data particular like range you have selected, you can maximize or minimize or you can rearrange. Okay. So that is your changing data source, nothing else. Okay. Then clear is nothing but clearing your pivot table, clearing all filters, whatever you want. If you click, then everything is gone. Okay. So this is just deleting, nothing else. Select whatever entire pivot table. If you want to select, just select. Or else you can say anything also. You can just select like this. If you want to move, copy, paste it here, or cut paste, you can do that also. Let's say I want to move pivot table from here to this position. I will cut paste. This done. So this is nothing but your moving pivot table. Okay. Then comes this important thing called field item and set. Okay. So this is actually required. Why? Because whenever you want to create any kind of calculated fields in the sense. So here, whatever data you have, let's say Control Z, I want here. Oh, fine. So now this is your data. Here you have all the data, right? These are the fields you have. Right now, let's say I want to create another one field which will be like selling price minus your cost price. So it will say profit. But profit is not there. What I can do, how I will achieve this? I can achieve this in two ways. First thing, I will go here. I will create a column here. selling price minus cost price. That will show me profit or loss, right? I can do that. Second thing is, I can do it here in pivot table on the fly. On the fly in the sense, at the runtime I can do. Which one is convenient? Again, it depends. Why? Because let's say whatever field you are going to create, if you are going to use that field multiple times in the sense after this pivot table also somewhere else you want to use. In that case, it will be reusable. So it will be reusable. So in that case, if I will create on the fly, let's say here, then again that particular thing won't be available there. So in that case, I will go and create the pivot table where? Here at the source. Okay, but if I think, okay, do one thing, whatever field I am going to create, only it is required for this particular purpose only. After this, there is no use. In that case, why I will go and create here? Because if I will create here, anyway, it will contain what? Space. Because if I will create that column, it will have all the values for each row. That means, anyway, you are increasing the space or size. In that case, it is again consume lot of space. So I don't want that. So what I can do, I can directly go and create that particular calculation here on the fly. So it will save what? Space. It will be calculated at the runtime, which will again very good. Okay. So your processing time will be less, and also it is available only here. So there is no confusion. Okay. So how you will create that? So I will go here. Fields, calculated field, click on that. Here you can give field name as what? Profit or loss, let's say. Okay. What is the formula? You have to write. I will say selling price, insert field, minus cost price. Okay. Now you will see what happened. Here see, profit loss is there, created. So now this particular thing is created and it is already added here. So you can say remove, I don't want that. Okay. Then I will do some kind of calculation. Let's say I will put here. So now this is your profit loss based on your category, your whatever item you have, everything is listed. So this particular field is not there, but you have created here through some calculation. That is called your calculated fields. Okay, so this is very much required sometimes whenever you want some additional fields in your calculation or analysis. Okay, so you will be using that. Then you have OLAP tools. Again, you can ignore these particular things. Okay, OLAP tools is again, this is for your data warehousing concept. Okay, so if you are going to build any kind of the data warehouse cubes, 3D dimensional database, then this OLAP tools will be required. Okay, so we are not going to do that as part of Excel, so leave that. Relationships, again, whenever you have multiple connections, you can create relationships just like your Power BI. So here in Power BI also you have some relations. So your data sets will be connected like this. So it will create this kind of connections. But in Excel, we are not going to do that or entertain that because Excel is very much sensitive because it cannot handle much more data. So we are not going to do any kind of data modeling in Excel. We will simply do some kind of analysis and only one source. Okay. So you can move that. Then you have here pivot chart. We'll create that. Then three things you can see here: field list, plus minus button, field headers. Field list is nothing but whatever you are seeing here. So if I will disable this, now this is gone. So sometimes what happens whenever you will create pivot table, you will click on pivot table, still this particular thing won't come. That means you have to come here in pivot table, analyze, and you have to enable this field list. Then only it will appear. Okay. Then plus minus icon is nothing but here you can see plus minus icon. So it will be there or it will disappear. Sometimes whenever you will create analysis like this, you want to share this data to your client, they don't want to see this plus minus icon. It is irritating. So you can disable that. If they want, you can put that. Okay. Then field headers. This is your row or column headers. So if you disable that, now you can see your row headers gone. Or column headers, if you have, it is gone. There is no column, so column headers are not there. But if you have column headers also, it will go. Okay, so these are your field headers, nothing but. And then in design section, nothing, simply what you have different kinds of styles. Whatever coloring you want for pivot table, you have that. Okay, then here you have 4 sections. row headers. If you do not want row headers, you can disable that. Now you can see row headers are gone. Okay, so headers means bold, so it is gone. Column headers in same way. If you do not want column headers, you can also mark it off. Okay, then you have banded rows, banded columns. Banded rows, banded columns means what? Alternate row coloring, alternate column coloring. Okay, so for example, let's say I will put I don't want to or a type name I will put it here. There are only one. That's the location I'll put it. Okay, so banded rows, if I'll click, now you can see. Okay. Banded columns, you can see alternate colors columns are colored. Banded rows, alternate rows are colored. So whichever designer style you want, you can do that. Okay, these are your banded. Then here you have subtotals. Subtotals means whatever you are seeing here totals. Okay, if you do not want, I don't want to show subtotals, mark it over. Now your all the subtotals are gone. Only grand total will be visible. Subtotals are gone. Okay. So if you want to know, I want subtotals at bottom of each group. So it will come at bottom. If you want at the top, top. So as per your selection, as per your requirement, you can do that. Then same as your grand total. So if you want grand total as column or rows, you can off that. So now your grand total is gone. Okay. But if you want grand total for only rows or columns, or only for rows, only for columns, you can play around that. Okay, as per your client requirement, you can go for that. Then you have here one important thing, report layout. Report layout means different structure of your report. Let's say here you have so in compact form. So already it is in compact form. Okay. So I will go for outline. That means it will go in next line. So now you can see all this chain wallet, it was there here, compact. Now it is in outline form. Let's say you will go for different, another one tabular. So now it is in table format. Okay, so you will go for repeat all items labels. That means it will repeat for all the item names, all the category names which are similar, it will repeat. So all these different types of things are there. You can go and choose that, whichever you want. Okay, as per your space or as per your client requirement. That's it. Okay, so this is regarding your what blank rows again. If you want to insert blank rows after each group, you can insert. So now one blank row is there. Okay, if you do not want blank rows, remove blank rows. Done. Okay, so this is regarding your pivot table, their design, their settings, and do some kind of slices, timeline, all these connections. Okay, so pivot table is very much important for doing all this kind of activities. Okay, so this is your pivot table. Recommended pivot tables means what? It is nothing but as per your data, it will suggest you different types of pivot table already. So whenever, let's say, I will click on this pivot table, okay. I will choose, okay, what is the range of data? This is the range of data. I will click OK. Now, you will see, these are your recommended pivot tables created by Excel Artificial Intelligence or Excel engine. Okay, so these are the samples of pivot table which are already suggested by Excel. So if you want, you can directly click on this and utilize it. So this particular recommended pivot tables will be helpful whenever your manager will ask, hey, I want to get some of the inside of my data within 5 minutes. Okay, so within 5 minutes you cannot go for your data and do analysis. Do one thing, simply click on this recommended pivot tables. Out of 3-4 pivot tables, you put whatever and show to your client within 5 minutes. Okay, so this is for your quick thing. Edited. This is just like suggestions. Okay, so you are not going to waste your time. As per your data, Excel will do some validation. It will say, I think from this your data, you can get this kind of analysis. So this is just like a suggestion. So sometimes you will be blank by seeing your data. So it is kind of suggestion. You can get this suggested values and you can say, okay, I can do this analysis. So you can add your intelligence also along with that. Okay. So these are your suggested or recommended pivot tables. Okay, so you can utilize whatever. So there are, you can see 7 or 8 or 10 already it is suggesting. So you can click on this. Okay, so now this pivot table is there. See, as per location, this is your selling price. So now you can modify if you want. Okay. So this is regarding your pivot table. Okay. Then you have table, already I have told you. So whenever you have data arranged in a range, okay. So if you want to convert that into a table, what you need to do? Click on this Control T, or here you can click. Okay. So once you click Control T, all data will be selected. Then you can see this is now converted to your what? Table. Okay. Then you have one particular section here, you can see that is your illustration. Again, these particular things are not that much important, okay, but what exactly you want to insert any pictures. Okay, so for example, let's say you are doing some kind of report or dashboard. You want to insert any kind of logo or any kind of pictures. So what you can do? Insert in picture. So there are two options: place in cell, place over cells. Place in cell means whatever image you will select, it will be placed inside one particular cell only. It won't spill over to other cells. But place over cells means it will be. So just have a look. Place in cell. I will choose. Okay, I will select this device. I will select one picture. Let's say this one. Now you can see that particular picture is only confined to this cell. This is your place inside cell. If I will go and choose place over cells, that means this particular picture will be accommodated multiple cells. Okay, that is the difference, nothing else. So as for that, you can choose whatever you want. Okay. Then you have save. Save means different saves. Let's say you are going to create any kind of dashboard, you want here one title. So what you need to do? I will go and create this save. So I will go and let's say I will create like this. Then here I will give my title. Edit text. I will write like okay, my report or something like that. Okay. So this is my, again I will go and do some kind of I can increase the size, I can do some kind of modification, all everything I can do. Fine. So like that you can insert different shapes also, whatever you want. Okay. There are different shapes. Whatever shape you want, you can utilize that. Nothing else. Then also icons, you have different icons also. Whatever different you can say dashboard or report you are building. Let's say you are going to build any kind of airline system or airline report. In that case, you need some kind of symbols like airline, right? So in that case, you will go and choose wherever I have airline symbols. Okay, or else you can search here aeroplane or something like that. Okay, so these symbols are there, you can utilize. I will select this, I will put this in my. So now in my report or dashboard, whatever I am creating this airline, I will put this logo, I can utilize. So these are the icons already available in Excel. So whatever icons you want, you can also utilize. Simple. Okay. Different icons are there as per your thing. Let's say you are going to build any kind of educational system, food or drink, or any kind of other communication thing. So you can utilize that. Okay. Different things. Then you have 3D models, again same as your icons. So you can add any kind of 3D models. Okay. Then comes smart art. This smart art is required whenever you are going for any kind of presentation. Okay. So what exactly this particular smart art does? So you have different structures here. Let's say you are going for any kind of list, any kind of process oriented, any kind of hierarchy, all these things are there. So I will choose that, okay, then I will say, let's say okay. So now this is my structure. So in this presentation, I want to give, okay, this is my, let's say, I'll give, this is my CEO company. Then under CEO, let's say I have CTO. And then you have here CFO. Under CTO, I have manager or some kind of director. So in this structure, so you can create this, right? Different structures. This is my structure. So I can easily give this particular demo. So these are your smart art. So smart art is nothing but you can have different structures available as per your you can say presentation or demo purpose. Okay, so you can create all this. Okay, so this is again If you want to do any kind of demo or something, you can add this. Sometimes whenever you will create any report or dashboard also in Excel, you need to showcase all this kind of process oriented thing to your manager or client. So also you can. Okay. Screenshot, just adding your screenshot. Whatever screenshot you have already taken in your system, you can add that as a picture. Okay, nothing else. Fine. Then here, controls again. This particular control is nothing but if you want to have any kind of checkbox. So I will add this checkbox. Here I will add whatever data. Then I will show that okay, these are the data already checked. Just for a client. Let's say here I have some country. Okay. So I will share all these details to my client that okay, India, China is checked or this is concluded. So I will share this kind of details. So they will see that okay, this is kind of representation, nothing else. Okay, so checkbox is there also, you can include that. Okay, nothing else. So these are again, these are not part of your data analysis, but you should also know what are the options. So you can do that. Okay, so this is regarding checkbox. Then comes important phase, that is your chat section. Okay, so this chat section, what it does, okay, very important again. You have two different things here in Excel. One is normal chats, one is pivot chart. Okay. So we'll try to understand the difference. Okay. Let's see. Let's say I will go here. I will create country. So country, India, Russia, China, Japan. And I will have sales 1200, 2400, 1350, 800. Okay. So now this is my data, right? I'll click on this and I will go and create some of the charts. So now whatever chart I have here, I will go and click on that. So it will create. So now in this chart, what exactly you are seeing? I have different countries here and each country, what is the cell it is showing. So it is proper or not? Proper? Fine. Let's say I will add here details again. Details in the sense, let's say all these countries I have multiple entries. Okay, so let's say in India again 600, Japan 800. So now if I'll create this, okay. Now what is happening? You have India, Russia, China, Japan, again India, Japan. Why? Because if you have data, so basically India will be clubbed together one, then Japan also same, like that only, right? Then how you are getting this data? That is the difference between your normal chart and pivot chart. So whenever in Excel you are going to do any kind of chart, don't go for normal charts. I will suggest. Normal charts are there, but don't ever go to normal charts because there will be some issues or problems you may face. Why? Because these normal charts are required whenever your data is cleaned and proper. Now my data is not proper because this data is at detail level. I need to first aggregate it and have a clean data, but it is not happening. So if I will go for normal charts, now it will create like this. So how many times you have India, China, Russia, it will repeat. There is no use, right? So you should not go for normal charts. I will suggest always go for pivot chart. Why? Because pivot chart is nothing but it's a chart which is created on top of pivot table. So you have a pivot table, on top of pivot table, whatever chart you will create, that is called your pivot chart. So obviously pivot table means summarized data, summarization. So obviously your data is summarized and clean. So you can create better chart on that. Okay. So whatever charts you have here, all the charts are available under pivot chart. So pivot chart is a concept only. But whatever charts you have here, normal charts like bar chart, column chart, tree map, donut chart, pie chart, every chart is under pivot chart also. So no need to confuse. You always go for pivot chart. That is better. Okay. So now in this case, what I will do? I will delete this. I will simply select this. I will go and create pivot table. New worksheet. No, I want to create here only itself. Done. Now this is my thing. I will put country at rows and sales here. So now you see all the India is clubbed together. 1400, 800, 600. Done. Very good. Now what I will do? I will click on this. I will go and create pivot chart. Now pivot chart, once I will click, you will see all the different types of charts, whatever is there already listed. So whichever you want, just click on that and create. Simple. Whatever you want. Click on that. Okay. Now this is your pivot chart. So you can resize, you can do whatever thing you want, put it. On top of this, let's say here you will put it. So now this is your pivot chart. Okay. So pivot chart is very much useful because it is actually nothing but it's a chart based on your pivot table. So always go for pivot chart. Now don't go for normal charts because your data won't be proper sometimes, so it will create confusion. Okay. So once you create this pivot chart, again same thing. Okay. What exactly? You will click on this pivot chart. You will have those sections again. Filter section, legend, then axis, values, all this. Whatever things you want, you can just drag and drop. You can change. Okay. Here sum of cells is there. If you want different thing, you can go and value fields in. Same as your pivot table. Okay. You can go and change. Let's say I don't want sum, I want average or max. You can go for max. Now this is your max cells. Okay, all these things you can do. Click on this, you have your plus icon. So if you want plus icon, then whatever things you want. Let's say I don't want grid lines. So here you have lines. I don't want that. I will remove that. Now grid lines are gone. I want data label. Data label means it will show how much data is there. So I will go and enable this data labels. Now you can see data is shown. I don't want chart title. I will remove. Axis details I don't want. Again, I don't want legends. Legends in the sense it will show like India, all this. I don't want that. Everything, whatever things you don't want, you can just disable that. And then data labels you want outside, inside, center, wherever you want. Data call out like this kind of symbols, whatever you want, you can choose that. Okay. Different settings are there, you can do that. Then plus icon, this one is there. This is nothing but your different styles. Whichever style you want or color you want, you can choose that. Okay, I'll choose this one. Now this is your chart. Okay, so these are the different things you have. And this one, let's say country you have. Okay, if you do not want that, just, or else if you want, let's say I want to show only China. Okay, so you can go for India only. So now this is only India data. So like that you can also do all this kind of filtration also. Okay, so this is your pivot chart section. Okay, so you can carry out whatever options you have, you can carry out all this. So here I will just tell you one important thing. Okay, so here different charts are there. Which chart actually you should go? That is also one very big thing, and also you can say this is an important part also. Okay, so which particular chart you will go and create? I will share one document with you. Okay, so in that document it is clearly mentioned. Okay, so you can go for that. Okay. So I will share that document. You can go for that. Okay. So basically, whenever you have any data, okay, let's say first of all you have column chart. Okay, column chart, whenever you want to go for column chart. Column chart, you should always go for only one condition. Whenever you have, at the bottom you can see here China, India, all these things are there. Actually, whenever you have any timelines, like let's say year, month, okay, date, at the bottom you have, and then you want to represent some of the values as per your date. In that case, you can go for column chart. Column chart is recommended for that only. You can again create, like here we have created column chart regarding our country. You can create, but actually it is recommended whenever you have any timeline series, then you can go for column chart. Okay, whenever you have this kind of behavior like all the dimension data, you can go for bar chart, not column chart. Bar chart is better. Okay, so there are some kind of rules, you can follow that. Pie chart, whenever you have a distribution, let's say you have 3-4 different types of distribution, or you can say categories. In that case, you can go for donut chart or bar chart because it will look beautiful. You have only 4 or 5 segments. Out of that whole 100%, how much contribution you have. So whenever you have any kind of distribution or contribution, you can go for this kind of bar chart or pie chart. That is good. Sorry, pie chart or donut chart. It is good. Okay. Then you have area chart. Area chart, whenever you have cumulative values, it will add values. Then you can go for this area chart. More is the area, more is the number. So it is good. So cumulative thing. So all these different things are there. Okay. I will share that document. You can go for that. Okay. Then tree map. Tree map is nothing but it is same as your donut chart or pie chart, but only thing is your number of categories should be more. Let's say you are going for country-wise sales. Your country is only 4 or 5 days. You can go for pie chart. But let's say there are 20 countries. So if you will create pie chart, then it will have only small spaces. So it don't look good. So you can go for tree map. That is better, right? Tree map looks like this. Okay.
So you do all these things in Excel, right? So once in Excel, so if we have to paste this data as a picture or something into an email, right?
I did not get it actually.
Now this graph and all that we will if we are attaching it in an email or something as a picture, it has to be.
No, file only. Picture means what?
As file is.
So Excel file only. So I will show you once this is done. I will show you one dashboard, how to create dashboard. Okay. So then you will. Dashboard is nothing but in Excel, just collection of pivot table, pivot charts, and your slicer timelines all this. Okay. So let me show you if you want. Okay. So your dashboard will look like this. So once you are done, so you will be creating like this. Okay. So this is your kind of dashboard. Okay. So which is nothing but you can see here different types of charts only you have created. Some kind of pivot table chart, pivot table, all this you have your slices. So based on your slices, all your data will be changing. So this kind of thing only you will be creating and you will share this particular file or maybe a screenshot of this. Okay, this is nothing else. Okay. So here you can see all this different, this is your data, raw data. Then after your raw data, you are creating different pivot table, pivot charts. Okay, just copy these charts and put it in one particular place and do some kind of your logo, banner, whatever you want, you just put it, some kind of slices, timelines, then this is your dashboard. This kind of thing only you will create, nothing else. Okay. Okay, so pivot chart, all the different charts are there. Okay, so based on your, I will forward that document, just go for that particular document. You will get each chart when you should go for this particular different charts. Okay, so maximum time follow that particular principle, but not always because sometimes what happens, you won't be getting data in that particular format always. So you cannot have that particularly, okay, this is the guidelines, so I have to follow in that way strictly. You cannot do that. Sometimes you have to deviate from rules also. Okay, but maximum time follow that particular principle. Okay. So this is regarding a pivot chart. You can create charts like this, but don't go for this normal charts. Only when if your data you know, okay, this is my clean data, proper data, I can directly go for this chart. You can go for that. Okay. Or else always recommended go for pivot chart. Okay.
In this chart, can we add that slices?
Yes. In this particular chart, let's say this is your pivot chart. You can go and add slicers. So now let's say I will add country slicers to this particular. So you can have the slices. So as I told you, slicers you can add in 3 places. Pivot chart, pivot table, table. So this is the pivot chart. So I can add slices. So I will click on India. So now it is India. Japan, Japan. China, China. So it will interact. Okay, no issues. So you can add this slices to your pivot chart also. Here you have slices timeline, you can add that. Okay. Then another one important thing here you have, okay, let me delete this. So let's say I will have 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003. So here I am doing what? I am having sales for country. This is country, this is for each year. Okay. So let's say for example, this is the country, like okay, I have this country, so I will delete this. Okay, I don't want to. So now let's say I have these countries and these countries across these particular years, these are the sales they are doing. Okay. So here client wants, okay, do one thing. I want to get this particular analysis and some of the charts for each of the rows, row wise some charts. I don't want complete chart. I want what is the behavior of this across these years. I want some kind of behavior of charts. How you will do that? So for that you have here spark lines. Okay. So spark lines means what exactly? These are line chart, column chart, or some kind of win loss. That means your trading kind of symbol. If something positive above, negative down. That's it. So you can create this kind of symbols or some charts. And these spark lines are nothing but these are your detail level chart at row level, or you can say row level chart. Okay. So now you can see here, let's say I'll select this data. I'll go line chart. Where you want to create this location range. Okay, data range I have already selected. Location where you want to create. I want to create that chart here. Okay, so now you can see this is the line chart or spark line I have created. What is the behavior? 800, 1200, 650, 800. So this is kind of behavior you are seeing whatever sale it is happening. So let's say you have country or any product and there are like 12 years or 10 years, you want to find out the behavior of that product. You can get that easily. So here you can go and have any kind of, let's say high low point, or you can say markers. Markers in the sense it will mark you data points. Okay. So you can do that. So here what generally happens, okay, so let's say I will go for here also same thing, you can go and drag it, so it will apply for others also. Okay. So you have different line chart, column chart. Let's say I will go for column. Okay. So if I will go for column one, so it will go for column chart. Location is this one. I will select. Now you can see this is your column chart kind of thing. So it will give you some kind of column bars. Okay, so these are the things you have spark lines. You can go for line, column, or win loss based on your data at each record wise or row level. So this will give you some kind of idea to your client that okay, how is your sale happening? How is the behavior? How is the trend? It will give you that particular details. Okay. Okay, so you can create all these different kind of behavior. So these particular charts are nothing but these are actually used for any kind of behavior or trend check. That's it, nothing else. So whenever you want to share any kind of behavior to your client, you can create this. So this is like very good example. Okay, no need of creating whole chart. It is like okay, as per your trend or behavior, you can simply create small charts and share it with your client. Okay, so this is your spark lines. Then slicer timeline already you have created. Then you have here some simple things. One is link. Link means adding external link to your like documents. So here two things are there. One is link. One is link. Another one here you have object. Sorry, object. Okay. So these are the two sections you have where you can add external document to your Excel file. Then what is the difference? Link means what? You will create a link to that particular document. That means that document will be sitting where? At the original position. You are not getting that document inside this Excel. No. You are just creating one hyperlink. That means let's say I will have one shared drive, or let's say I have a location where I have kept that file. So here in Excel, if I will go and create this link, I will create this link. That means one link will be created to that particular document. But the document will be originally, it will be there at that particular location. But in case of object, what happens? You can either create a one new document here, or else you can embed that particular document, whatever file is there, or copy. You can copy, like create one copy of that document inside Excel. So your Excel size will increase. So now that document will be present where? Inside your Excel. Okay, whenever you will open that Excel, will open that document here only. And you can also link to file or display as an icon. So you can also have like icon symbol. Okay, so this is again very good example whenever you want to share any document. Let's say you are sharing this document to your client, and here you need to add one reference document or your detailed document. So what you can do, that particular file in shared drive, create a link, or else you can add in an object. So you can go and browse that file and display as icon. You can just put it. So what will happen? One icon symbol will be there. Once they click on this icon, it will open that document. That's it. Okay. So this is very helpful also whenever you will be sharing document. But just remember, whenever your document size is much more, then create a link, don't embed. If your document is very small, then you can embed by using object. That's it. Okay. Then comment section will cover in review. Okay. Then text box is nothing but just adding a text box. Okay. So you will be creating any text box and you will write something. Okay. Let's say you will write any kind of word, any kind of logo, any kind of thing. So this is kind of text box. Okay. Nothing else. So after that, what else you have here? Header footer again, this is for your page layout view. So if you go for header footer, you can have that. Here also header footer is there. You can add your header and footer values. If you want to add any kind of page number, so you can add in footer. Header, you can give any details. So this is your page like structure, nothing else. Okay. Then here word art is nothing but just simply choosing your word style. Okay, nothing else. Then this is your kind of signature. If you want to put any signature at the bottom like your footer, you can add that. Object is adding your documents, whatever document you want, you can add, whether it is PDF file, Word file, Excel file, image file, whatever you want, you can add that. Okay. Then here you have two different sections, equations. Whenever you are going to create any kind of mathematical report or any kind of thing, you want all these different kind of equations, so you can include that. So that equations will be there and you can utilize that. Okay, I will write these equations. Okay, so these are the things you have. Okay, nothing else. So after equations, any symbols also, whatever symbols you want, ohm symbol, gamma, alpha, beta, whatever you want, you can insert that also. Okay, so these are the simple things you have, but pretty much under insert you will be working on pivot table, pivot chart, spark lines, and the slicer timeline. These are the important things you will be working. Okay, so most of the times you will do analysis in Excel. If you are working and doing analysis means that means pivot table, pivot chart, nothing else. Okay, so you have to do this. Okay, so pivot table, just focus on that and create all these charts. Okay, then you have page layout. Anyway, this page layout we can also complete. This is very like not that much important. Okay, so page layout, it is again different kind of layout for your page. That means whenever you will create any kind of, let's say this is confined or this is only you can say connected to your page, different margins, your page layout, landscape or portrait, whenever you will have any kind of page size, all these things, nothing else. So here there is no technical things. Okay, so we'll quickly go through this all these options. Okay, here you have first of all themes. Themes are nothing but different types of templates. So if you are going for any kind of templates, you can go for that. So each template has their unique font family, font size. That's it. So if you want to go for any kind of different fonts, family, font size, you can choose whatever template you want. So there are different templates available in Excel. You can utilize that. Nothing else. Just like your documents. Colors. These are the color scales or color combinations you have for your template. Whichever color scale you will choose, as per that only your font color and your letter color will change. Nothing else again. Font family again. As per your font family, there are so many Calibri, Arial, Times New Roman, all these things are there. You can go for that. Okay. Effects. Effects, these are nothing but these are only used for your different kind of, you can say what, whenever you will create any kind of what do you say, different templates you will create here in themes. So all these things will be adding different kind of what do you say. So here you can see office, there are three symbols. Arrow mark is there, some different symbols are there. So this will give you like, okay, whether this will be visible in dark or this is like, you can see light color. All these different effects. Effects in the sense, whenever you have any kind of template or any kind of letter, what kind of effect you want. So there you can see there is a background, you can say shadow here. This kind of effect, nothing else. So whenever you will write anything, so one shadow will be there, different kind. So again, we are not going to entertain all this. We are not going to use all this. So this is not at all required in your data analysis. Okay. So these are for your only what, document purpose. So whatever thing you will write as per your template, it will just appear. That's it. Nothing else. Okay. Then you have margins. Margins again, this is again required whenever you will have any kind of report or document and your client wants in a particular format. Because what happens, this is important. Why this is important? Because whenever you will create any report or dashboard or anything, your client may take a printout. Your client may take that particular document also. So in that case, they will be going for a particular standard. Okay, so here in India, we are following what? A4 size paper. Okay, A4 size paper we are following, but everywhere it is not the same. So in US there is a different size. Okay, so as per that your client will say, okay, I want paper of, or I want this particular report in this particular inch, 11 into 12 inch or 13 into 15 inch, like that. So what you can do, you can check here. You can check whatever margins you have. If you do not have, go for custom margin. Choose whatever margin you have as per your client. Then okay, then your document will be created in that way. Okay, so margins is required. Orientation, you know, portrait, landscape. Portrait means just like paper. Landscape means which one. Okay, nothing else. Size, again, these are different size we have as per document A3, A4, all these things. You can go for that letter or this. Then comes print area. Okay, so this print area is a little bit tricky one. Let me give you that. Let's say I will copy this data this much. Let's say this is my data. I will go set print area. Okay, so now let's say I will go and select this much data. I'll say set print area. Now what happened? You can see there is a line created, whatever data I have selected. I will say Control P, what will happen? Only that much data will be printed. Okay, so set print area, what it does, as per your selection, it will create lines so that whenever you will be taking print out, only those data will be printed in one page. Other things won't be appearing. Okay, so this is your set print area, nothing else. So it will print only those required, whatever selection you have made. Then after that you can clear also. You can clear whatever print area you have created, clear. Or if you want also add. Okay, right now if I'll go and print, everything will come because I have cleared. Okay, but if you want only, I want only these two columns to be printed. So I will go ahead and set print area. So now if I'll go and print, only those two columns will be coming. Okay, that's it, nothing else. So this is for your printing. Then breaks. This is your page break. Page break means what? Let me clear this print area first. Clear. Page breaks means what? It will create page break wherever is required. Page break means after that line, next content will come into next page while taking printout. So for example, I will select this sixth row, insert page break. Now you can see one line is created, right? I will take printout now. What will happen? This will come in one page and next page you will get other details. I will click on this. Now you can see next page, all this data. Okay, how it is coming? Because of page break. So page break is a technical thing. This is a feature which tells your printing section that okay, if there is a page break, after that whatever content is there, it will go to the next page. So if without page break, okay, if I will remove all the reset all page breaks. So now if I will take printout, everything as per your page height or width, whatever is coming in one page, it will take printout of everything. Let's say as per my page structure, I can take printout till 20th row. So now if I will take printout, this data will come and also this much space will come. Okay, but if I will encounter page break, that means after this page break, all the data will go to the next page. Only first page will contain this much data. That's it. Okay, so page break is very much required whenever you have data, like let's say you have country wise cells or you have country, then each country you have states. Okay, after that each states you have cells. So your client wants to do one thing. I want to see all the sales for a particular country in one page. That means each page will contain only respective country. So first page, let's say only India. Second page, I want Russia. Third page, Japan, like that. In that case, what do you do? After each country, you have to insert page break. Then only you will achieve this particular thing. Or else, what will happen? Your country will be mixed in one page while taking printout. Okay. So you have to achieve this page breaks. Okay. Then after that you have print tiles. Print tiles is nothing but again how you will be printing. So it is again you are not like you will be setting some margin, header, footer. Okay. Then here landscape, portrait mode, all these settings only you will do. And obviously here there is print quality. So obviously there are like different pixel per unit. Okay. So you can choose that. Again it is for your printing purpose, nothing else. Okay. So you can print that. Then here width, height, scale. Scale means 100% means this is your zoom. 100%. Okay. Width height as per automatic. Automatic means as per your letter details it will change. Or else if you will go for any kind of size, then that is your customization. Okay. But always I will go for automatic because as per your data it will expand or shrink or else it will create problem. Okay. So this is regarding your width height of your cells. Okay. Then here grid lines. Grid lines means whatever line you are seeing here. If you will disable that view, now it will come like a piece of paper. Okay. So if you will disable this, then it will come like a cell border. Okay. Then headings, again headings means column and row header. You can see ABCD 1 2 3 4. If you do not want, remove that. If you want, give that. And here also you have print. Print means what? Grid lines. So now grid lines is visible. If I will take printout, you are seeing any grid lines here? No. Why? Because here print is disabled. If I will enable this, now while taking printout also lines will come. Cell lines. Okay. So that is the thing, nothing else. So headers also, now if I will take print, headers won't come. But if I will choose print, now if I will take printout, ABCD 1 2 3 4, everything is coming. So if you want all these things at your print also, you can enable that here. Okay. Then you have bring, okay. For this, what you can do, I will just remove this data. I will insert some pictures, saves. Okay. Let's say I will insert this. I'll create another picture. Let's say here. I'll change the color. Okay. Fine. So now let's say there are two pictures I have. One is square, one is this rectangle. So here what happens generally, you have send, bring backward, send backward, all these things are there. What does that mean? That means whenever you have different objects in Excel, you can place them at the background or front end respective to another one object. Now this circle is at the front. I want to send it to backward, send backward. Now you can see the rectangle is at front. So this will be required whenever you will be creating any dashboard, you have any logo or any background picture or any kind of, you can say transparency picture. In that case, you will be playing with this. Okay, so you have to use this. bring forward, bring backward, so that it will look nice. Okay, so let's say for example you want to create one symbol like this. This is your company logo. So basically, if this particular thing will be at forward or at the front end, it won't look proper. So you need to put this at back end. So it is back end. Now you can see this is a rectangle, this is a half circle. So this is looking nice. Okay, so like that you can play around all this. Okay, so bring backward, it will send to back, then forward. Okay, selection pane. So this selection pane, it is just like your power BI. What does that mean? It will list out all the objects you have. So you can hide them, you can unhide them as per your requirement. So here you have two things. Let's say I want to hide oval. I will hide. I don't want to showcase that. If I want to unhide, I will unhide. Okay. So these are your selection pane, just to hide, unhide your objects. Okay. After that, let's say if I will move this particular symbol, now only one symbol is, one particular object is moving, but I want everything, these two should move together, so that I don't want to again realign everything. What I will do, I will create groups. Okay, so I will select these two things together, then I will create a group. So now what will happen? I will say this group as, let's say, logo. Fine. What is the point of creating group? I can directly, one click, I can hide both. Now if I'll move, both the things are moving because all these two things are created as a group. So now there won't be any problem of alignment. Or else what I will do? I will move this one first, then after that again I have to adjust this. So it is again time consuming. So what you can do, both the things will create as a group. Okay, so this is your group. Okay, then you have alignment. Alignment is nothing but as per other object, it will align whether it is left align, right align, or center align. Nothing else. So let me just delete this group, then only we'll understand. Ungroup. Now let's say this particular thing is there. Okay, I will go align. I will say center align. Now it is center align. I will say no, I don't want. I want left align. Align left. This is align left. So as per reference another one object, it will align, nothing else. Okay, so this is your alignment. Rotate is nothing but it will just rotate as per your requirement, whatever rotation you want, vertically, horizontally, whatever thing you want, it will just rotate, nothing else. Okay, so this is regarding your page layout. So here, which thing you need to focus? Page break, that is most important. Then sometimes your size of your document as per your client requirement. That's it. Rest all not required. Okay. This particular send backward, selection pane, all these things you can create when creating dashboard. But again, this also has some kind of limitation. What is limitation? In selection pane, let's say I will hide it. But whenever I will share this particular document with my client, they can also enable this selection pane and they can say, hey, this is hidden, I can unhide also. So now in Excel, they have not added this particular feature, but in Power BI, that feature is there. As per my, you can say, access issues, I can hide that. But right now in Excel, I cannot do that. Only one option, I can hide this by protecting the sheet. That's it. Okay, so that's why this particular selection pane, all this, now it is not proper. They will add this particular features also later. Okay, so this is regarding your page layout. Okay. Then we have formula data. These two tabs are very important. We'll focus this formula data tabs in the next class, next weekend. Okay. And view, the review, there are nothing. These are very simple things. Okay. So today evening, 6 o'clock, we have one extra class. Okay. So we can complete this. So I don't want to drag this class to again more things. So by 12th, 13th, by 13th we can complete this. Okay, so nothing is pending. Okay, so once we complete this 12th, 13th, I will give you one particular video. Okay, so recording is there. So in that recording, how to create dashboard and all, I have shown that particular thing. So I will share you few data set also. Just have that data set and try to build some of the dashboards. Okay, then only everything will be proper. Okay. 1 and 1.5 max. Fine then. One more thing. I have taken your details for Excel class, this class. No, no, for SQL I have taken, but Excel class I have taken. Okay, fine.